Alright, good afternoon guys. So today I have a little bit of a Sephora haul to share with you guys. It's not a big haul, I don't even know if it's like worth filming. It's not super impressive or huge the way some beauty influencers hauls are where they share tons and tons of makeup or things like that. Just a little mini haul, but it's the type of haul that I would share with a girlfriend or with a close friend of mine just to share with them the fun things that I got while I was out and about. So yesterday, I actually went and got my nails done, and after I had gotten my nails done, I had a Tim Hortons coffee, and I was literally a hop, skip, and a jump away from the local Sephora, and I didn't really need anything. I didn't really want to shop for anything, and I really didn't want to spend money, but since I was right there, and since I don't actually live near Sephora, I thought I'm just going to take advantage. I'm just going to go in, and I did actually find some stuff that is not that unnecessary. Like a couple things I actually did kind of need. And also when I walked in, they happened to have the new Charlotte Tilbury perfumes, which I was not interested in at all. I saw that they had come out on the Sephora website, and I looked at all the reviews, and they didn't have very good reviews at all. A lot of people said that they smelled really bad on the skin, or they were too musky, or they smelled like body odor. Lots of kind of crazy reviews. But I was really, really curious. I actually couldn't believe that we had them at my local Sephora, and I ended up spending a good amount of time there, and I was pleasantly surprised, and I ended up getting a couple of travel sprays. So I'm just going to share with you the Charlotte Tilbury perfumes that I actually liked enough to get a travel spray, which it's been a while, you guys, since I've been in Sephora and smelled anything that I liked enough to actually buy any sort of bottle. Yeah, and then I got a couple of other skincare items. So I'm going to save the perfumes for last, I think. First, we'll go through the couple of skincare items that I got and a hair care item. And yeah, so without further ado, you guys, let's just get into my little haul today. Oh, and if you have tried the Charlotte Tilbury perfumes, please let me know down below what you think. Were you a fan or were you not a fan? The guy that I talked to at Sephora, he told me that he noticed among a younger crowd, they weren't as popular. And he said that the people who get it are the people who are usually more into perfumes. Like they've tried a few more niche type of perfumes. So they made more sense to them. Like they definitely smell a little more niche. They don't smell like your typical designer perfume. So with that out of the way, let's just jump into it. All right, the first item is this hair mask from Bondi Boost, I think is how you pronounce it. So if you guys remember from a previous haul after the last Sephora sale, I had purchased the Way deep conditioner for fine hair. However, I ended up returning that one unused because I wasn't crazy about the smell, and it also didn't look like it was going to be super rich. I kind of wanted to try something a little bit different, so I did end up going in and returning that one, and I did pick this one up. They recommended to me a few different hair masks that were good for hydration, and that's my main concern, is like mending and preventing split ends, and also hydration. I do tend to have a little bit of dryness in my hair. So this one looked really good. It's the Bondi Boost Miracle Hair Mask. I'm not sure what any of the claims really are, but I smelled it in store as well, and I'm huge into scent. I like things to smell really, really good. This one smells very pleasant, but not like overly strong at all. Yeah, honestly, it doesn't have much of a scent at all. It's very subtle, very light. This actually kind of just smells like, it smells like a very basic conditioner, but they said that this was really, really great for hydration. So I'm excited to try this. I do need a deep conditioner and a good hair mask on my hair. I do currently wash my hair once every 3 to 4 days. So I don't do a deep conditioner every time. I usually do one every other time. These things tend to last me a really, really long time. The last one that I went through was the Jisoo honey infused hair mask, and I really, really like that, you guys. So I'm really excited to try this and see how it works. Currently in my shower, I don't have any kind of a deep, intensive, restoring hair mask. I just kind of wanted to try something different than the Way, and I did like him and haw about the Amica and the Kerastase, but this was the one I ultimately ended up going with. I've never tried anything before from Bondi Boost. So if you guys have tried this brand before, let me know, or if you have another deep conditioner that you recommend for dry, fine hair, let me know. Okay, the next item that I got is actually an eye cream. So I have not had a specific dedicated eye cream pretty much ever. I have had a couple of little samples, but I've never had a specific dedicated eye cream in my routine. I don't think that eye creams are something you really need, especially after watching like dermatologist videos. Whatever you put on your skin is not confined to one area. It moves around your face and shifts around your face. So even if you're putting on creams and stuff on your cheeks, they do eventually migrate into the eye area. So we kind of are already using eye creams, and whatever you use as a moisturizer on your face is good enough as an eye cream. But this is just one of those little kind of luxurious things I wanted to do for myself. The eye area is a particular concern for me because I am in my 30s and I do want to prevent fine lines and wrinkles and crow's feet and things like that. And I also have very dry skin. So I was looking around at the different eye creams that they had, and I wanted something really, really rich. The Tatcha caught my eye, and I picked up a bottle in the store and tried it on the back of my hand, and I was immediately sold because of the beautiful, rich texture. So this is the Tatcha, the Silk Peony. So I will open this for you guys. I already have the Tatcha, the dewy silk moisturizer, the dewy moisturizer, and I love it, as you guys know. So this one I thought would be a perfect addition into my skincare. Look at how cute this little container is. Like I said, I was 100% sold when I tried this in store on the back of my hand. It was extremely rich, a little bit expensive, but eye creams tend to last me a really, really long time. So this one does have the little spatula that you can take off and use to get your eye cream out, and that is what it looks like. It does have a little bit of a subtle scent, similar to the face cream I noticed. It smells kind of like a little bit floral, a little bit sort of bamboo-y, very like spa-like, and smells luxurious, and it's super, super rich. I am really excited to start using this in my regular skincare routine. Tatcha is a brand that I have newly kind of fallen in love with, and I have to say I'm kind of understanding the hype, so it's a little bit too early to tell how I feel about this particular eye cream because I haven't actually put it on my face, but I was just impressed with just the feel of it, and the packaging is so cute. It was a little bit expensive, like I say, but I do think it's going to last me a really long time. So that is my second item from today's haul. The next item is arguably something I didn't really need, but I have been wanting to try this for a really long time, and I just decided to bite the bullet and grab it. I think that when it comes to face washes, like I do have a couple that I like, and I have like one that has reached kind of holy grail status for me, and that would be the Vinoclean Gentle Cleanser. But as far as other cleansers, I've kind of been back and forth between a couple different ones, and I like the Cetaphil. And then I also have the Isntree Yamroot Cleanser, I think, for sensitive skin. I really like the Isntree Yamroot Cleanser. That's one of my favorites, and it's a cream cleanser. What I'm noticing is that I much prefer a cream formulation, and this is one, like I say, that's caught my eye quite a few times when I've been browsing on the Sephora website. I was going to get it during the last Sephora sale, and I didn't for whatever reason. This is the Caudalie Vinoclean cleansing almond milk with corn flour and polyphenols. This smells amazing, and I know that that's not the right reason to get a cleanser, but everything about this just speaks to me. It's a luxury brand. It's got really nice claims. It's supposed to be beautiful for dry, sensitive skin, and it smells amazing. So I am all about like a gentle, milky cleanser. I love a milky, creamy formulation, like a cleansing milk. That is my favorite type of facial cleanser. I don't particularly like ones that lather up or foam up too much because they can be a little bit stripping. However, the Vinoclean doesn't strip my skin. That's the only like lathering face wash that I've ever used that doesn't actually strip my skin or leave me feeling a little bit too dry. But I'm really, really excited to use this, you guys. It smells luxurious. I'm actually just going to open it here so I can give it a sniff again. Oh my goodness. Okay, this thing smells so good, you guys. It smells like almonds, I think. It smells like almonds to me. And it just smells like clean and luxurious and beautiful, and I want my skincare to be something I thoroughly enjoy from beginning to finish. Like every single product I use in my skincare, I want it to be something I 100% love to use from beginning to finish. Like I said, the Cetaphil is good because it's gentle, it's non-stripping, it does an okay job of cleaning my skin. but there's nothing special about it, you know what I mean? And I know that fragrance is not the greatest thing to be putting on your skin, especially if you have sensitive skin, but I don't seem to react to fragrances in my products. For me, it's about more than just what the skincare is doing. It's also like a sensory thing. I love the way things feel. I love the way things smell. And I'm just super, super excited to use this. So yeah, I still haven't found my favorite of all time, like holy grail cleanser that I love every little thing about it. The Vanny Cream is really, really good. Probably a favorite. The Yam Root cleanser is also really good, but this one just smells luxurious and looks luxurious, and I'm just super, super excited to use it. If I find a cleanser that checks all the boxes for me, like cleans well, doesn't strip my skin, feels luxurious to put on, smells luxurious, that's the kind of cleanser I want in my routine going forward. And I do think that milky cleansers for me are the way to go. So super excited to try this Caudalie Vinoclean cleanser. Let me know if you guys have tried this. Okay, now let's go through the perfumes that I got. So I did get a few travel sprays. The reason I got travel sprays is because I don't need any more full bottles of perfume at this moment, unless I was to find something that was kind of like a 10 out of 10, absolute love, can see it being a signature scent, that kind of thing, where I'm like, okay, this is full bottle worthy. But at this point in time, especially for the price of perfumes these days, I just don't feel like spending $150 or $200 on a perfume at this point in time to bring into my collection. I've been getting a lot of decants, especially from the company Parfum Exquise, because they are located here in Canada and they sell 5 and 10 ml decants as well as full bottles. And for me, it just makes more sense to get like a 5 or a 10 ml decant, because even that will last me a long time, and a travel spray will also last me a long time. Getting travel sprays is definitely the way to go. So I have been intrigued to revisit Kilian's Love Don't Be Shy. So that's what this is. This is just the original. A few years ago, I first tried a Love Don't Be Shy. It was a blind purchase. It was okay, but I eventually found it was like too sweet for me. And also it was a little too heavy in the Orange Blossom Neroli. I'm not a huge fan of Orange Blossom Neroli combinations. A lot of perfumes over the last few years that were very heavy in neroli, I just couldn't do them. I just kind of moved away from them. I did like Love Don't Be Shy Extreme for a while. It was a little bit more powdery and a little bit more dominant in the rose and the marshmallow, and less so about the neroli and orange blossom. And I did like that one, but at the end of the day, neither of them ended up staying for me. However, over the last few months when I would go into Sephora, I was revisiting this scent, and a few times I actually sprayed it on myself and left the store. And I started to really, really like this scent, and I would really enjoy the sillage I was getting. And actually, briefly, I thought about getting a full bottle, and then I was like, no, I'm not going to get a full bottle of this. I've already had a full bottle. I think it's going to be safer just to get a travel size and see how that goes. So this is the Kilian Love Don't Be Shy. I haven't even taken it out of the packaging. I literally just got this stuff yesterday, you guys. But this is the first travel spray that I got. And actually, even travel sprays are so expensive these days, especially for Kilian and Tom Ford and stuff like that. But yeah, for me, I would rather spend the same amount of money and get 3 or 4 miniatures of perfumes, which are already going to last me forever, than spend $200 on one large bottle. I just cannot justify it at this moment. Yeah, like I said, unless I find something that I think is going to be like a signature, like something, you know, that, yeah, if I feel like it's full bottle worthy. But this one for me at the moment is not full bottle worthy. But yeah, I'm really starting to like this whole kind of sweet, like marshmallowy orange blossom thing again. The next travel size perfume that I got is from this brand Henry Rose, which I had never actually heard of them before. I think I saw them on the Sephora website, and then I smelled them a few different times when I actually went into Sephora. But the last time I was there, I wasn't really looking for perfumes. It wasn't on my list. But on this particular day, I was going perfume happy. I was just happy to smell the perfumes. And I was kind of looking for something fresh for the summertime. I just had this conversation with a friend that I need some kind of freshie. I don't have any freshies in my perfume collection at the moment. So this one I tried, and even though this is a pretty heavy, sweet floral fragrance, I still really liked it. So this is called Flora Carnivora Eau de Parfum. I have not sprayed it yet. Like, I haven't taken it out of the package. I just sprayed it in store, and it was kind of like an immediate, I really, really, really liked it. Like, it was beautiful. It smelled sophisticated. It smelled clean. It smelled fresh. It smelled very, very feminine. It smelled kind of like a rich, sophisticated floral fragrance. And I don't know what kind of flowers are in here, but it does smell white floral to me. If I had to take a guess, I would say maybe there is jasmine, maybe some tuberose, maybe even some yellow flowers. I feel like this has a bit of a yellow flower sort of tropical component to it. Maybe there's some ylang ylang or tiara flowers, something like that in here. It's quite fresh and it's creamy. And it smells like a heavy white to yellow floral is what I get from it. Super, super sophisticated though. I'll show you what the little bottle looks like. May as well unbox it here together. Let me spray it actually. I'll spray it for you guys. So that is the little travel size travel spray. And I'm just gonna give it a, I can smell it from the atomizer already. Definitely, yeah, definitely like either white or yellow or both together. I feel like there's like jasmine or tuberose maybe. Okay, that was a lot. Yeah, this is beautiful. Wow. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I understand why I fell in love with it in the store. I feel like this also maybe has some coconut or something, even though I'm not a huge coconut person. I feel like tuberose and maybe jasmine, and I get like coconut or something that smells a little bit beachy, tropical. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's just heavenly. It's so nice. Absolutely stunning. And this is coming from someone who doesn't like coconut, doesn't like a whole lot of tropical smelling fragrances, and usually doesn't like tuberose. And I would recommend getting the travel size because why spend $200 on a bottle you don't have to? Wow, that smells so good. There's also like, there's something creamy in the base. Like I want to say maybe there's like sandalwood or I don't know, maybe amber. Like there's something in there that is kind of special. Wow, that's so, so beautiful. This is definitely right up my alley at the moment. I told you guys in a recent vlog video that, or I don't know if it was a vlog, but the direction I'm going in terms of perfumes is I want to smell feminine and beautiful and sweet. Feminine and beautiful, and that's exactly what this is. This is absolutely stunning. Flora Carnivora, and this was between, like, I had smelled a few Jo Malones, like including the new releases from Jo Malone, and this one just like instantly I loved this. So I'm super excited to wear this. It also reminds me a little bit of Gucci Bloom actually. Like, yeah, I feel like maybe there's a little bit of a Gucci Bloom touch in here if I had to go in one direction. That's all I'll say about it right now. I'll come back to you guys and maybe share with you the longevity and stuff like that, but I'm super, super happy, especially just smelling it again now. Yeah, it's so pretty. Okay guys, and as I mentioned, I was able to smell the new Charlotte Tilbury fragrances, which I did not have high hopes for. I thought it sounded a little bit gimmicky, to be honest. I don't really like when companies that are already specializing in one thing all of a sudden like shoot from the hip and come out with some random new product. Like I saw that Zara, for example, came out with skincare, and I was like, really? I understand the perfumes, I understand the shoes and the clothing obviously, but skincare? When I saw these, I was kind of like, okay, really, Charlotte? Like maybe they should stick to makeup, which is what they do best. It would kind of be like if all of a sudden like Makeup by Mario came out with a perfume. It would just be kind of strange, wouldn't it? Even though I guess like other brands have done it. For some reason, I just didn't expect it from Charlotte Tilbury. It was kind of like, I thought maybe it was a bit of a money grab. And also, you guys, I did see negative reviews on the Sephora website. Like I said in the intro, a lot of people were not impressed with these, but I feel like those people maybe just had different tastes than me, because when I smelled them, I instantly liked them. Like I was very surprised. So I did smell all of them. I toyed around with the idea of getting a discovery set to tell you guys, like to review all of them. But then I thought, rather than doing that, I'm just going to get the two I liked the best, because I actually liked them enough to get travel sizes. And I'll briefly tell you what I thought about the other ones, but these are the two that I got. So I got travel sizes of More Sex, and I don't know, can I say that? More SEX and Cosmic Power. So these were the two that I got. So real quickly, let me put bottles on the screen and tell you my thoughts on the other ones. Okay, so the one in the pink bottle was Love Frequency. Now this one, my immediate impression when I smelled them all was that the company seemed like it was taking inspiration maybe from other perfumes. Love Frequency really reminded me of something I've smelled before, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but it was very familiar. It almost felt like it had a touch of Delina in there. It kind of was like a juicy, like slightly fruity, kind of fresh floral fragrance. I think there must have been rose in there. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't look at the notes, you guys, but this is just what I got. I got like a tart, juicy, sophisticated floral is what I picked up from this one, and maybe a little bit fruity. Very, very pretty, but not my cup of tea. That one was not a favorite. It was just like okay for me, but I did initially think like a little bit Delina, but it reminds me of something else that I can't quite put my finger on. The one in the golden bottle, which is called Joyphoria, that one is a floral fragrance, and that one reminded me, not that it smelled like it, but it kind of went a little bit in the direction of like a Caudalie cocoa vanille, something like that, or like a deja vu white flower kind of thing. That one smelled tropical, beachy, solar, and floral. I'm pretty sure it must have had tiara flower, ylang ylang, gardenia maybe, tuberose, like those kind of very tropical feeling flowers, maybe a little bit of coconut. It definitely smelled very beachy. Not my vibe. Like in comparison to the Henry Rose Flora Carnivora, this one was like a little bit more, I don't know, maybe a little richer and maybe a little bit more coconutty sort of. I'm going to put the notes on the screen. I'm actually curious to see what was actually in it. And I'm kind of almost wishing I would have got the discovery set so I could revisit them with you guys. But anyway, that one was not my favorite. Then you come to the Calm Bliss, the one in the turquoise bottle. That one was my least favorite of all of them. It was okay. It was very calming, relaxing vibes, had like a spa-like scent, sort of oceanic, aquatic, definitely smelled like the bottle looked. But I found it to be a little bit detergent-y and almost even like, it didn't smell like aldehydes, but it had that aldehydic freshness, if you know what I mean. It was almost like too closely resembling some sort of a detergent or a soap. It just wasn't my cup of tea. But I think as like a diffuser for a house, it might have been okay, like an aroma for a home, but not as a perfume. But I can understand why they called it Calm Bliss. It was okay, but yeah, it actually was a little headachy for me. And then finally, the last one before the two that I got, the one in the green bottle. I actually liked this one and contemplated getting a travel spray of this one as well. This is Magic Energy. And again, I haven't looked at the notes, but this one smelled green and kind of foresty and like pine-like, very fresh. Very clean, very sophisticated. It smelled like a sophisticated, luxurious green scent, akin to something like Byredo, Gypsy Water, or Diptyque Eau de Well, but without the vanilla touch. It was just very like, it was elevated. Like if I had smelled that in a Louis Vuitton, which I said on my Instagram, if I had smelled that perfume in a Louis Vuitton, and it was like a new release, I would have believed it. You know how Louis Vuitton has come out with some really clean, fresh fragrances? That's what this reminded me of. It was kind of like a sophisticated, a little bit nondescript, a little bit boring almost, but like really nice and fairly unisex. Like this one was the most unisex out of all of them. Actually, the two that I got actually could be pretty unisex too. But yeah, so I really did like Magic Energy and I would love to revisit it again in the future. All right, so first let's unbox and spray more SEX. This is the first one that I happened to smell in the store because it was the closest to me on the display. So that's what the packaging looks like. So like I said, this is the first one that I sprayed that I thought, wait a minute, that smells different than what I expected. I honestly expected, because it's Charlotte Tilbury and because it's makeup and because I thought it would be kind of a quick cash grab, I expected these to be a little juvenile smelling and maybe along the celebrity direction, and I expected them to be completely unremarkable and not that good. And I also expected them not to have good performance and that they might be very weak or cheap smelling. And I got the opposite impression. So let's go ahead and spray this one and re-experience it together. I'll put the notes on the screen. Again, I have not looked at the notes. I'm just going to tell you what I get from it. I think that's sometimes more effective. And I hope that when I read the notes, it doesn't ruin it for me. Sometimes when I read notes, it ruins a perfume. Okay, so, ooh, gosh, it's nice. I do not understand where the bad reviews are coming from. This one smells sexy, woody, leathery, creamy, a little bit vanillic, a little musky maybe. I actually saw one person's review on Sephora. Somebody said that this smelled like body odor on them. That must have been, I honestly think a lot of it is like people who aren't interested in niche perfumes, because this smells pretty niche. It also reminds me a little bit of Tom Ford. This one kind of reminds me a little bit of like ombre leather, but also, ooh, maybe tobacco. I think maybe there's tobacco or something. It also smells a little bit like Tobacco Vanille from Tom Ford. This is kind of, and again, this is where I thought immediately like maybe she took inspiration from other perfumes that are already out there. I wasn't going to get a travel spray of this, you guys. I was just going to go with Cosmic Power, and I'm so glad I got this one too, because this one smells amazing on its own, but layered together with Cosmic Power, it's even better. So you could wear this on its own, or you could layer it with Cosmic Power. I think those two are a perfect match. I didn't actually spray them on my skin or layer them together at the store, but I just kind of waved the two like paper strips in front of my nose, and that scent profile of the two fragrances was utterly intoxicating. So I get, oh, it smells so good. I didn't pick up tobacco initially in the store, but that's what I'm getting, and it might not be in here. I could be completely wrong, but I pick up like leather, tobacco, vanilla, sort of, maybe some spice of some sort other than like tobacco, if that's considered spice, I don't know. This one is also one of the most unisex out of the entire line. This one and Cosmic Power, although this one I think is the most unisex. If I smelled this on a man, I would think it was drop dead sexy. Cosmic Power leans a little bit more feminine in my opinion, which I'll get into in a second. But this one is good, you guys. Very seductive, very alluring. Definitely gives me almost cigar vibes, almost like if you're in a super expensive, luxurious hotel, like with a casino. Like I know I always think of the Wynn in Las Vegas, but that's because that's one of the most luxurious places, luxurious hotels I've ever been to, and it smells like money, it smells like cigars, it smells like tobacco, it smells like leather, it smells expensive, and that's what this gives me. It's giving a little bit Vanille Fatale, a little bit Tobacco Vanille, a little bit Ombre Leather. Like it definitely goes in that direction. Does not smell like body odor. Very, very sexy, and has a little bit of a sweetness, just enough that it's not too dry. You know, it's not too dry of a tobacco-y or a smoky or a woody or a leathery. Absolutely amazing. I really, really like it. So that is the More SEX. I'm actually really interested to see what the notes are. There might even be a little bit of floral in here, something to sweeten it up a little bit. Potency, I would say it's better than average, but it's not a beast. It doesn't come across as a beast. All right, and the last travel spray that I got was Cosmic Power. This was the one that when I sprayed it, I was really taken aback. I had to go back and back and back. The people at the store probably thought I was crazy because I literally walked around for like 25 minutes smelling the paper strip because I didn't want to be too impulsive, but I had this one and I had the More SEX on paper strips and I just couldn't get enough, and I was going to pick one or the other, and I was just going to go with this one. But like I said, the More SEX had something about it that was very seductive, and when I smelled the two paper strips together, it was like magic. It was so good. So this one was the one that was really wow factor for me. Let's just unbox it here. I'll spray it and tell you guys what I get from it. Again, I do feel like this smells a little bit like Tom Ford. I feel like this is definitely Tom Ford vibes, and I'll tell you which ones I get from it. Okay, let's go ahead and give this a spray. I'm really excited to smell this again. Okay. Cosmic Power. Oh my gosh. It's so good, you guys, and I'm not trying to hype it up. Okay. Oh, so good. Reminds me of Tom Ford for sure. This one is giving Vanille Fatale, definitely giving Vanille Fatale vibes. I did smell both of them side by side, and I can't exactly tell you the note differences that I pick up. Vanille Fatale is a little bit stronger and a little bit more dark and maybe a little spicier. This one is kind of like the slightly brighter, slightly younger sister to Vanille Fatale. It also gives a little bit Black Orchid, definitely a little bit Black Orchid. If you like Black Orchid or you like Vanille Fatale, or maybe you don't quite like them, because I know for me Black Orchid is super potent and I'm like, I don't really know if that's my vibe. It's got a lot of patchouli I think in it, and it's quite heavy. And Black Orchid is kind of like a love it or hate it, a little bit polarizing. Vanille Fatale I feel like is a little bit more digestible. It's not as polarizing as Black Orchid, but Vanille Fatale is kind of like a mishmash of everything great and wonderful. You got rum, you got spices, you got vanilla, you got tobacco, you got leather I think, you've got floral notes, you've got like chocolate, there's truffle, there's everything, spices, like everything you can imagine is in Vanille Fatale, and I love that scent. I used to have a decant. I really want a bottle, but at those prices, I cannot justify it. If I come into a whole bunch of extra money sometime in the next 5 months to a year, I would love to get a bottle of Vanille Fatale, but this kind of did it for me. And if I have to say, when I was comparing the two side by side, I almost prefer this one because it's a little bit brighter and a little bit sweeter and not so heavy. Again, I kind of get tobacco, I get vanilla, I get spices, maybe some floral notes. In comparison to more SEX, this one smells a little bit spicier and a little sweeter, and I don't smell leather in this one per se. So I don't know if there is leather in it, but I don't smell leather in this one. This one reminds me almost a little bit of Ivory Root, you guys. So it's kind of like Black Orchid, Vanille Fatale, Ivory Root came together and had a baby, and it was a girl baby, and she's in her 20s. That's what it is. I hope that makes sense. That's what I get. I don't know if that's accurate, but that's what I get. And it's beautiful. It's intoxicating, sexy, a little bit more feminine. This one could be unisex, but I would say this one is about like 60% feminine, maybe even 70% feminine, and 30 to 40% masculine. But if I smelled this on my boyfriend, I would love it. It's more of a sweet, warm, creamy spice direction for a man. It's not fresh. That's what I get from it. I could be totally off in left field, but that's my interpretation, which is why I'm saying I hope that I don't, when I go to put the notes on the screen, I hope that I don't screw up my perception and dislike it, because wow. And sometimes when you read notes in perfumes, it ruins the perfume for you, because then all you can pick up is that one note that you didn't know was in there. And I like the perception I have of this right now. Like it's just beyond. And this one and the more SEX together is so good. It's so good. So that's kind of why I wanted both of these. I wanted to be able to wear both of them and spray them on. I think they're both good for fall, winter, nighttime, date nights. Yeah, just amazing. So these were my two favorites. So you can really tell like what my direction is with perfume, because I didn't go for the freshy, I didn't go for the aquatic, I didn't go for the coconut, the tiara flower type of thing. I went for the two that were the woody and the vanilla. That's just my vibe. So if we have similar tastes, if you like woody vanillas, if you like Vanilla 28 from Caudalie, if you like Luby Rouge, if you like Ivory Root, Eau Duelle, those kind of things, I think you might really like these two. So you guys, that is it for today's haul video. I do have to cut this short. I just got interrupted. My daughter just came home from school. Luckily, I just finished in the nick of time. I hope that you guys enjoyed this little mini Sephora haul. I hope that you enjoyed hearing my thoughts on these perfumes. And yeah, I guess I had more to talk about than I thought I did. I hope everybody has a really good rest of your day, and I'll see you all very soon in my next one. Bye for now.